everybody, and welcome back to the stream! Yay! We have everyone here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful Sunday evening. As always, I'd like to start out by saying today is August 1st, 2021, and you are loved. Just want to let you guys know that. I love to have you here. Love having my players here. And glad that they put up with all of my nonsense forever and always, hopefully. We are back playing Playthings of the Gods, which is our D&D homebrew, semi-homebrew game. They're all level 5 now, which is super exciting and very cool for them. We just got to Waterdeep, but we'll go through the recap in a minute. First, we're going to go around and have everybody introduce themselves and tell us who they're playing tonight, starting, of course, with Savvy.
That's me. Hello. I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internets, mostly on Twitter, where you can find my streaming schedule pinned to the top of my page. When I am not here, I am mostly on my home channel, twitch.tv/game nights. It's game with 2 G's and nights with a K, where we play a myriad tabletop games is really what we do over there, and the occasional video game if you can catch us on a day when we feel like streaming video games. But tonight I am playing Alhena, the Centaur Circle of the Stars druid.
Thank you very much. Next up is Moxie, aka Tanya.
Oh, hey guys, I am Tanya. You can find me places at Tanya Roland or wherever you listen to podcasts at Spider Facts with Billy. It's a weird podcast where I pretend I'm a little boy. But tonight I am a girl. My name is Moxie. I am a tiefling bard, College of Glamour.
Thank you very much. Next up is Miss Rachel.
You're not a girl, you're a lady.
Hey.
Hello, I'm Rachel. Tonight I'm playing Talon, the Elven Beastmaster Ranger, as her trusty Bloodhawk sidekick behind the creepy Furby, named Root. And you can find me here on Twitch at Rachel Elizabeth, or on Instagram and Twitter at RachelIsMess with the Z in the middle instead of an S.
Thank you so much. And last but of course not least, the shortest of us, Shorty Kel, aka Kelly. Hey, what's up?
Oh, I fucking hate your Furby and I'm gonna murder it one day. Anyways, I am Kelly. I am playing Nazira. I am a rogue dark elf, or drow. So yeah.
Sweet. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Glad to have everyone here today. Let me think if there's any like channel stuff that's going on. This week on Tuesday, I'm going to be playing Dead by Daylight at 3 o'clock as usual. Thursday, they're doing, I think, Elder Scrolls. They always decide on like Wednesday. So, and then on Friday, Lauren and I will be playing a new horror game, which will be super fun. And then next week on Sunday, we're going to be playing with a guest in this wonderful game. But it's a mystery for now. It might be a mystery for later as well. Thank you for that redemption, Cal. I will get on that while Miss Rachel does our recap. Are you ready?
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's do it.
Previously on Playthings of the Gods, Nizmat poked the shiny thing in the embers with a stick. It had turned into a giant blazing fire elemental. She and her friends were pretty sure that doesn't normally happen. Our adventurers battled with the creature, heat rolling off their attacker, singeing their clothing and burning the skin of those without fire resistance. During battle, Alhena noticed a symbol emblazoned in the metal chest plate but didn't recognize it. They fired arrows, spells, and slashed at the thing, eventually taking it down, but not without some injuries. Nizmat freeing its head from its body. Oh, I did not change my... Well, it was supposed to say that Alhena brought it to its knees with the final spell, and then Nizmat freed its head from its body. Anyway, they heard what sounded like giant hoofsteps thundering towards them, and a horse twice the size of any they'd ever seen before rode into the clearing. The figure on the horse was large and armor-clad with a huge sword ablaze with fire. Tempest pointed to Nizmat and proclaimed her his champion, saying he was going to continue training her, and they disappeared in a blaze of fire. All of them in shock at the sudden departure of their friend, they went about their evening, splitting the watch and resting in turns, hoping they would be reunited with her one day. The next morning, they made breakfast and headed out, spirits slightly lifted, knowing that at the end of the day, they'd make it to Moxie's circus. During the ride, Talon dealt with it the way she deals with everything, quiet anger, but Moxie tried to keep her engaged by describing all the people they'd meet and talking about her crush, Mordecai. As they crested the last hill, before them lay the sprawling city of Waterdeep, and outside the gates they saw the pink and blue tents of the Midori Circus. Moxie brought them through the circus, happening upon William, the doppelganger, imitating Moxie. Next, they ran into Mordecai, Moxie's crush, and after a little awkward exchange, she told him that she wanted to catch everyone up after the show at once and headed backstage to the area of the big top. They ran into Marta, the animal handler, and Taco, the tiger, getting ready for their show. They eventually found seats and watched everyone's performance, entranced by the show and the different talents displayed, juggling fire and ice, dagger throwing, and animal tricks and acrobatics. After the performances, Moxie gathered all of her friends from the circus and gave them a rundown of their adventures, leaving out the parts involving the gods and saying that they'd been hired by a patron to find their lost friends. They spent the night making friends and relaxing, Moxie eventually pulling Mordecai aside to tell him the real story, including the stuff about Pop Pop and the impending war. Not wanting her friends to miss out on anything in her circus, she banged on the door of a dirty spiderweb-covered wagon. A very naked, very drunk gnome opened the door. Pepper definitely lived up to all the stories they'd heard about him, showing them his fancy spider tricks before passing out drunk, still naked. The next morning, they ate breakfast with everyone. Cherry had told Moxie the night before that the Zentarum had continually raised the protection costs and they may need to move on soon. And she also wanted her to interview the new fortune teller. They asked around and figured out some info about Spirit and Spirits, the bar that they needed to go to start their search for Alhena's brother, and if anyone had seen a centaur in town that looked like her. Marta had, and when they asked him about it, he told them that while he thought that all centaurs looked that way, he realized that it was because it was Alhena's twin. And oh, I lost my place. He told them it about a week ago, and he'd seen him, and he looked like he was in a hurry. William let them know not to start a fight in Spirit and Spirits because of who it was owned by, the leader of the Zentarum, Ghost. They entered the fortune teller's tent after a strange exchange that they tried to just chalk up to her occupation, where she told them about their future, that there were very powerful forces against them. They were on the wrong side of the impending war, and that the gods they had chosen them had scorned her master. It was about that time they realized that she was an agent of Helm, and he was not pleased with her mission. You know, as she shattered her crystal ball, the room erupted in smoke, her disappearing in it, and all their armor melting away. And when we last left our adventurers, Moxie, Alhena, and Talon, although the latter two, having literally no say in running the circus, but just really hated that lady, decided that the fortune teller indeed was not hired, and they headed into Waterdeep to do some shopping. Sorry,
Thank
that
you
was more
very
of a hot
much.
mess than usual.
No, that was great. Thank you so much for that. We always appreciated. I couldn't do any better. So you take a lot of weight off my shoulders by doing that, and I really appreciate it. So
I realized that I edited it in the Google Doc, and I didn't edit it in mine, and I should have just had the Google Doc open because I was ad-libbing a little bit in there with things that I had added to them.
That's
anyway.
Totally fine. So yeah, that's where we're gonna pick up. Today's episode is going to be a little different than normal because there is a lot of stuff that you guys can do. And we're just gonna roll with what you guys want to do in Waterdeep. So you guys walk up to the northern gate of the city, and you see before you a very large structure. There's a wall that surrounds the city, and there are a couple guards that are standing there. They are just sort of checking to make sure that any undesirable folk are not coming in. If there's anyone who looks sketchy, they're stopping them and talking to them. But beyond that, you are able to walk in through the outer gates and see that there is a small section of like a little bit of housing, mostly governmental sort of structures for the guards that work there. And then you pass through the second gate and you see before you a sprawling, bustling city. It's you guys had a busy morning, so it's around like 11 o'clock when you guys, almost midday when you arrive in Waterdeep proper. What is the first thing you guys want to do?
I
need to back up bowstring.
Oh yeah.
And armor at some point,
Yeah.
but that's all. That's not as important as probably I don't know if they want to go see. Do you guys want to go do that first, or do you want to go to Spirit and Spirits?
I guess what's on the way?
Well, first you have to figure out where you're going. The city is very large, and there are a lot of different places that you can go to. A couple of you have been here before. Well, I think all of you have been here before. But determining where you you can go down to the trade ward, I believe, is, let me look at my map. The trade ward is in the south district near the river gate. You can also find shops along the way. So it's really kind of how far you want to travel. And you're not quite sure where Spirits and Spirits is, but you're going to need to ask around about that.
Well, there's Bronzeleaf Bowers, which is like just off of the high road towards the north gate. And I've been there before, off of Sashtar Street.
Mm-hmm.
And we could go in there, ask about where Spirit and Spirit is, and I can grab my bowstring.
Sold. I like that idea.
Okay.
All right. So you guys walk through the streets. You're on the high road, which is the main thoroughfare throughout the city. There's a few little alleyways, lots of housing here, and lots of little businesses and the like. You guys make it to... why did you zoom me out so much? You make it to Shashar Street and kind of pull your take a left. You pass the tallmost villa, which is a noble villa on the corner, and you arrive in front of the Bronzeleaf Bowries. Oh, that's a word I never said before. And you stand outside. The building is made of a light colored wood with some dark paneling as the accent. The sign above the door states the name of the establishment with a bronzed bow and a string that is sort of blowing in the breeze. Blowing in the breeze.
Well, let's go in, right?
Sean, open the door.
All right. You pop inside. You guys can see that there are many different types of ranged weapons, crossbows, regular bows. There are plenty of arrows of different types. Talon, you've been in here before. You know that there is like a display where there's like a sort of a glass cabinet with like the really expensive bows and the really like the magically enhanced bows and the arrows that have some special properties to them. But you walk up to the front desk and you see a humanoid standing there, very tall ears, excuse me, very pale skin, dark black hair, sort of braided over one shoulder. She's kind of leaning on the counter and seems to be sipping at a drink as she moves a page over in the book that she is currently reading.
Hello there.
She finishes taking a sip and sort of glances up at the four of you. Yeah?
I need a bowstring, and you guys sell Fletcher's kits?
Yep. What kind of bow?
A long bow.
Can I see it, please?
Yep. And I'll take off my bow and hand it to her.
She like reluctantly sits up from her leaning position, takes the bow and kind of just like and walks over to the counter behind her and starts measuring out your bow to determine the length of the string that you're gonna need. She doesn't seem to be regarding you guys at all beyond that.
Does not care that we're here.
Might even be
While
an
she's doing that, I'm
inconvenience for
gonna
her.
Yeah.
Kazir is
Well,
gonna check out all the daggers if there are any there.
They do have throwing knives, but no daggers.
Perfect. I'll look at those. Can use more knives.
I'm gonna drool over the cool stuff in the expensive section.
Yeah, there's one that has gunpowder in it, one that has it's a blue motif on it. The metal has been magically turned blue. It looks like there is a lightning bolt through it. There's one that it seems to be fire, there's red to it. And there is one that is literally on fire currently in there, just like the tip is burning a little bit.
So cool.
Mm-hmm.
While
This-
that lady is stringing the bow, Moxie wants her to be friendly. So Moxie just starts talking to her. Like, oh my God, throwing knives? Those are so cool. Do you know anybody around here who can throw those?
Yes. We sell
Cool,
them for
who?
a reason.
Yeah, do you have any regulars? I run a circus. I'd love to have one in the circus.
I guess.
Cool. Yeah, okay, great. Moxie's stumped. And like, okay. Like, I tried.
She turns back around and places your bow on the counter very gently with your merchandise, and has a string that has been cut and fashioned so that you can restring your bow in your own time. And she says, you need a Fletcher's kit too?
Yeah, if you have one, this is the biggest city we've been to in a while, and I thought if somebody did, you guys would have it.
Sure, with just like twine. And do you need like feathers in it, or
No, I can get those. I just need some like resin and wax, and like the water skin bag
yeah, sure. Hold
and a
on one
fletching
sec.
jig.
She kind of goes under the counter, pulls out the items. They're not like already contained in something, and she puts them all together. Yeah. So a new string and a Fletcher's kit. That'll run you 20 gold.
Well,
About
that's all.
15.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
15.
While that's all happening, I'm doing enthralling performance. I start playing, and I want to charm her.
Okay. If a NPC is charmed, they do know that they're charmed after the effects wear off. And if it fails, they also know that you tried to charm them.
That's
You
okay.
can do it. Okay.
I want to be playing while they're haggling a price, because my intent is to make her be nice, not for for Talon to get a
Sure.
good deal.
What? Give me
Actually,
that
this
one
is
more time. What's
fun.
it called?
Enthralling performance.
Okay.
So she has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Good
Of
lord.
and beat 16.
Okay.
I want her to be nice, damn it.
Okay. A 16. Well, I rolled a 7 on the dice. And she doesn't have an intelligence more than a 10. So you're enthralling.
I can choose the creature, so I just choose
Yeah.
her.
Yes, you do. All right. So enthralling performance. You perform at least 1 minute. You can attempt to inspire. Let's see, blah blah. At the end of the performance, choose a member of the humanoid equal to your charisma. Each target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. While charmed in this way, the target idolizes you, speaks glowingly of you. Anyone who speaks to it and hinders anyone who opposes you, avoiding violence, blah blah blah. The effect ends the target after 1 hour or takes any damage. Okay, so you begin haggling with her, and she kind of looks past you, Talon, to Moxie, and she just like starts clapping, and she's like, wow, that was really good.
Like, wow, thank you. Yeah, 15 gold sounds pretty good too, don't you think?
I mean, yeah, I'd have to ask my bosses, but I mean, like, they're kind of like out on lunch right now, and I mean, yeah, I guess that's fine.
Yeah, we don't want to get you in trouble. We really appreciate your kind help right now.
Yeah. What's your name?
My name's Moxie. Have you heard of the circus by the North Gate?
Yeah.
Yeah, I run that circus.
Oh my God, I didn't see you there when I went.
Yeah, so about those throwing knives, do you know any performers maybe?
Don't you have performers at the circus that do that?
We do have some, but maybe I like to go into towns and find some local talent,
I mean, I don't know anybody who does stuff like that, but I mean, there are people who are like, like adventurers and stuff like that, and they like to do that.
Okay. Well, if you
Yeah.
see anybody with some awesome talents, tell them to go check out the circus.
I
Everybody you
totally
see, tell them to go to
will.
the circus.
Of course. Oh my God.
And then I just go back to looking around the store and just happy with myself that she's finally nice.
Just
Yeah.
slide my 15 gold and just
Yeah. Take the things.
just take the things and exit quietly.
Baller. All right. You do so. You guys exit the shop. What would you like to do next?
Oh, we need to ask her where the Spirit of Spirits is. We forgot to do that.
Don't go back in there. I'll just ask somebody on the street.
All right. We'll
Don't
use
risk
her
it.
niceness.
Don't go
on
back
some-
in there.
Don't risk it.
Yeah, so I think we should just kind of go back to that high road and start walking a little bit, and if we see someone out, ask around.
Yeah, there are a lot of people walking around, and Bud is correct. It's not a charm of like a charm spell or a charm effect, so they're not aware of it.
Okay.
Unless they're very wise and they can figure it out. But yeah, so that is
And
correct
as-
because it is a college of glamour
Okay.
effect. Yeah.
So as we're walking too, I just have my pan flute out, and I'm just like lightly playing some songs, and that way, if people look friendly enough, that my compadres can ask people questions, and hopefully they're nice to us.
Yeah, you're by the North Gate, and a lot of people up there are pretty friendly. They either live there or they're traveling in. The traffic is very much going towards downtown, going into the city more. So you guys are kind of going with the flow, but there are plenty of people around you. If you want to make an investigation check, one of you, to see who might be the most helpful.
I got an 18.
I got a 28.
Ooh.
I crit.
Sweet.
Plus
Nice.
8.
Oh, it's Rachel.
Crit plus 8. So.
Awesome. You guys are walking. You see a very orange skinned dragonborn walking towards you guys. He has a bunch of books in his hands and like small glasses kind of on the end of his nose. He's just seems like he's having a great day, kind of upbeat and moving through the city.
I see one of the titles of his books and I've read that. So I'm just gonna be like, oh, hey, I've read that. You're in for a real treat. It's a good one.
Oh, really? Tell me, does it have a happy ending? I always wanted to have a happy ending.
I don't want to ruin it for you, but I wasn't disappointed.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes. Question. Do you know where Spirit and Spirits is?
Oh, yes, it is a place to be. I wouldn't go there myself, but it is, you're very close if you continue down this street and go about 2 blocks and then take a left. It is about a 5-minute walk.
Thank you.
And he will direct you towards the Spirit and Spirits, which he is correct is about a 5-minute walk down. You're gonna. Well, I don't need to give you like directions as far as you take 2 lefts and a right. But it is fairly close. It's off Cedron Street. And you kind of walk down the high. You really only have to go a couple of roads down, and you walk past a detective agency, a bookshop, what is that? A plant shop, which would be a florist. Got there. And then you see before you is a large manor. It's almost a split down the side. There is a large front porch that sort of wraps around the side. Very towering building with a couple of spires on the side. There's a right door, and then there's a left door. The left door has a sign over it that says the Spirited Spirits. And then the right door is sort of partitioned off, and it says do not enter.
So as we're there, I'm like, this is where we think your brother is, Alhina?
I think so, yes.
All right. So Moxie puts her pan flute away and kind of sachets into the front main door.
All right, you go and enter the door. There is sorry, just getting the inspiration on there. You push open the door. It is a very large room, a very open table setting. There's a few people in here. There's a stage, and off to the left is a bar with a large chalkboard behind it. And there is a sort of pink tiefling sitting behind the counter. She's talking to one of the patrons. Excuse me. She seems pretty friendly, and she's taking orders.
I want to walk up to the bar and wait for her to see me, and I'm just got a nice happy grin on my face.
She'll give you a little wink and I'll be right there sort of motion, and she finishes up, kind of pats the table in front of the bar. The person who is already sitting at the bar, who seems very drunk for a Monday morning, as it were. Not that there is a Monday in this game, but there would be. If there would be, it's this day. And she kind of slides over, and she says, "How can I be helping you?"
Hi, what's your best drink you've got here?
Well, that all depends on what you're looking for. You guys haven't been here before. I haven't seen your faces.
Nope, I haven't been here at least.
No. I'd recognize you if you did.
Yeah. I mean, you're a tiefling like me. That's cool. Like, what's your favorite drink here?
Oh, that's a tough decision. I like the lemon shots. We use real lemons and some sort of a homemade, they call it moonshine, which has nothing to do with the moon goddess.
Oh, anyone else want a drink? I'll buy.
Oh, if you're buying, then yes. I'll take 3.
Okay. I'll get you 3. Anyone else? Alhina? Talon?
No, thank you.
All right, 4 shots. Thank you.
Right, all right. She's going to go back and start mixing them, and she'll kind of call over her shoulder. Name's Calamity. You can call me Cal if you need anything else. Are you going to take a seat at the table?
Sure, why not?
I'll bring him right over when they're ready.
All right, thank you.
And she starts mixing up, actually squeezing lemons and mixing the drinks. And you guys are able to find a table. There's only one other table that is occupied at this moment. You do see a gentleman sort of in the back near where the stage is. He's kind of leaning back on his chair. And he is... Oh, that is not him. He is red-skinned. Almost looks like a... he almost looks like a tiefling without horns. He has sort of a flat nose, very pointy ears, and a black beard that is styled into almost 3 points with a braid, long black hair coming down his back, and he seems to be keeping an eye on the room.
I'm like, all right, guys, we're here now. This is as far as I got. What do you got?
I'm just gonna scope the room and see if I notice anything hinky.
um, yeah. So, why don't you roll me a perception check real quick?
That's what I was hoping he would say. 25.
Wonderful. You see, as she's mixing, you kind of like your eyes wander over each person in the room, and as you see her mixing the drink, you look up at the whiteboard, and you don't sort of notice it at first. It just looks like different menu items and like announcements, that sort of thing. But you see a piece of chalk writing on the board, but there is nothing that is holding the chalk. There's no person. It's just kind of going on its own.
Guys, I think I found the ghost. Not ghost, the ghost.
Where?
You see the moving piece of chalk over there?
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Why don't people like this place? It seems awesome to me.
I think there's more going on here than meets the eye.
Yeah, like that dude standing over there. What's his deal, you think?
I don't know. Should I go ask?
Hey, what's your deal?
Do you
It
come here
works.
often?
Yeah.
Are you into
Poppy's
help?
looking to get laid or start a fight. We don't know.
Just play dumb. I'm
What's the
pretty
noise?
and dumb. You want to invite me into the
Perfect.
back rooms?
What's the noise level in this bar?
Very low. You guys
Okay.
can speak without being overheard, but you know, if you're speaking conspiratorially, people are gonna notice because there's like only other like probably 4 other people in this bar right now.
Okay. Hmm.
And Cal comes over to the table with 4 shots on, kind of, she's holding them in her hands. She sets them down on the table and slides 3 over to Nazira and 1 to Moxie. And she kind of just stands there. Let me know what you think.
Cool. Thank you.
Sarah's just gonna take one right after the other because she's a champ.
She's a
That's
champ. Go ahead and make me a Constitution save real quick.
Oh dear.
You're taking 3 shots in like all of like 30 seconds.
At like 11 o'clock.
11 a.m.
Yeah, because she's slightly an alcoholic, but it's fine. She got a 5.
Okay.
Okie dokie. So, Nazira, you take the first shot and you're like, that was fucking great. You take the second shot, and you know how when alcohol hits your stomach sometimes, you're like, if I do this again, I will throw up immediately.
Cool. Yeah.
Do you take the third shot?
No, because Nazira doesn't like showing things in front of people, so she's gonna swallow that down.
Yeah. Yeah. You definitely feel gross. Like your stomach is turning right now. Especially since it's a very sweet shot. You weren't expecting that, and it kind of I would say
too much sugar.
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Most of my patrons don't down them that fast. Is there anything else I can get you? Breakfast, lunch? We have scones.
No,
Probably
I
some
just
bread.
have a question.
Sure.
Well, you said you had never seen our faces before. Have you seen one that looks vaguely like mine?
Is that a trick question?
No, have you seen another centaur in here recently?
Oh, okay. Yes, actually. Sorry, I thought that was like a all centaurs look the same sort of comment that I wasn't ready to walk into.
No, he is my twin.
Oh, good. All right. I've seen a couple in my day, but never quite so blue as the two of you.
When did you see him?
Oh, about a week ago. Why were you here to meet him? I haven't seen him yet. Recently.
I'm just looking for him, is all.
Oh, all right. Well, a fella like that, hard to miss. But it's a big city. You might be able to hire someone to try and find him.
Who would we talk to about that?
Oh, right down the street there is a gentleman who is a private detective. He looks for clues and stuff like that. But most of the time he works on sort of like murder cases that the city doesn't want to work with, or if someone's missing a locket or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Does this person have a name?
He does. And his name is... That's not the right one. Vincent Trench.
And what's this red dude's deal? Who's he?
Oh. Don't worry about him. He just is here to look over things. That's Margarita.
So Moxie gets up and, hey, Margarita?
The guy
Goes
kind
over
of
to him.
like uncrosses his legs and like looks around a little bit, like a little uncomfortable, and gives you a nod.
Like, hey, cool name. Hey, have you seen another centaur around here?
He like shifts a little bit and like he gives a eye over to Cal, and but stands up and walks over the table. A centaur.
Yeah, like my friend here.
There was one in here a week ago.
Did you talk to him or anything?
Nobody was causing some trouble.
What was he doing?
I didn't hear the beginning of it, but I heard the end of it. He was speaking with some unsavory fellows. I had to throw them all out.
Hmm.
Do you know who the unsavory fellows were, by chance?
No one associated with us. They weren't welcome, is what I'm saying.
But do you know their names or whom they associate with? With whom they associate?
He kind of looks around a little uncomfortable, and he's... No, I don't.
Is he lying?
Give me a check.
Roll an insight check.
I got a dirty 20.
I got 16.
17.
Results say you are lying.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's definitely not telling the truth.
While he's talking, I want to cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay.
You can do that.
You can. Is there a, what are the components to cast this spell?
Okay.
Alarm.
It says VSM.
There is a vocal, so you have to say something and you have to do a hand gesture to do this spell. So you are going to, if you want to do it without people noticing, there are two people standing directly in front of you. You're going to have to roll a sleight of hand check.
Okay. I'm going to do it. Ooh, I got an 18.
Okay. All right, and what does he need to make?
A 16 wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Be dumb. Be dumb.
Oh, and it says I need a copper piece, but I have a focus. So it's...
Sorry, hold on. I was, okay. Y'all are using your new spells.
Sorry.
It's fine. Okie dokie. So, you cast this spell, and I need to roll a wisdom save, you said?
Yeah. What? Or did
So I
make
rolled
it?
a natural 20.
Okay.
And as you cast this spell, you, Moxie, feel something. Your hands make the gesture. You feel the magic taking hold. Ba, ba, ba. I'm just gonna read this real quick so I don't do something wrong. Hang on. Hold on. As your spell, you can each turn to focus the energy to see. If it succeeds, the spell ends. Either way, the target knows that you're probing into its mind. Okay, so you do this, and you see the spell sort of wash over this gentleman in front of you. You can feel it sort of taking, and you see his eyes shimmer for a moment, but just a moment. And as you continue to like reach out into his mind, his eyes lock on you. And Moxie, you feel yourself being it's a very intense stare that he has on you. And he is going to come around, and he is going to grab you by your horns and start to pull you out of the bar.
Like, oh, just practicing some tricks here. Hey, I'm sorry about that. Didn't mean to offend you there. What was happening? I'm just backpedaling as much as possible.
Yeah. So you're being dragged by your horns, and the bartender, Cal, kind of like puts her hands up, like she's like, I'm not involved in this, I'm not dealing with it. And he kicks open the door, and you feel yourself being thrown out. The rest of you, the drinks that you have, the glasses that you have in front of you, move on their own. They all clink together and then start floating away from the desk. The gentleman, Margarita, is like, as he throws you out of the bar, he points a finger at you and just says, "You've made a really big mistake." And then he's gonna hold the he holds the door open, looks at the rest of you, and says, "If you don't want to be removed, leave now."
Uh-huh.
Is that how you treat everyone who looks at you the wrong way?
That's how I treat people who try to read my mind.
Moxie.
Sorry, guys.
She doesn't know how to do that.
Get out.
We'll see you later. And then we'll leave.
Mm-hmm.
Alhena's gonna follow behind, but sort of. She's almost 7 feet tall, so is gonna just sort of look down at him as she goes by, and is just like, "You should be careful who you put your hands on like that."
And you should be careful what sort of establishment you find yourself in.
You should be careful the way you talk to my friends, buddy. You can shut the door now.
He kind of like looks at all of you very carefully and then closes the door.
Nazira just bust out laughing because that was the funniest shit ever.
It's just a piece of advice. I don't know why you're so angry with me.
Sorry, guys. Usually that works. This is the first time that's happened.
Give us a little warning next time. Maybe I can distract him or something.
I mean, I could go cast suggestion on him.
Maybe we need maybe we need a code word before you do something like that.
We should
think
go
it's-
in separately next time, maybe.
I don't think we're allowed back in. Thanks
Well,
to
I
you.
think that's all right. We got what we needed to know, and we understand why no one likes to come here.
Elhana, your grace and understanding is
Will
always
always
appreciated.
Yeah,
Thank
it will
you.
always astound me.
Yeah.
I don't know why anyone would want to go to a bar with a man like that in it.
Well, he didn't have anything to say anyways. So if I couldn't read his mind, he wasn't going to tell us. So I guess,
Yeah, but he was lying.
yeah, he was lying. So that's something.
You could wait
Should we-
around and follow him home.
We
Eh,
could.
I feel like we would be able to get much more done if I reach out to my contacts
Yeah, or go to that PI they were talking about.
or that.
Mhm.
What do you guys want to do? Go to the PI maybe? We've got money and.
Yeah, we can go meet the PI, and then while he's on the case, go get some armor. Because if we're gonna have an altercation with that guy, I'd like to be at least a little armed,
That sounds good.
more than just my shirt
Yeah.
and pants.
Yeah, after getting dragged around by my horns, yeah, I think I'd like some armor pretty soon.
Okay.
I understand why he was angry, but that just seemed very inappropriate to me.
Yeah. Maybe he had a rough childhood.
Maybe he was protecting
Well-
more than just the information about your brother.
That's true.
It still doesn't seem like an excuse to me.
No. All right, on to the PI. Vincent Trench.
Yes, you guys
Batman
move.
Maybe we don't try to read his mind first.
No, we'll talk to him first.
Okay. You guys walk down the street a little bit. There is a there is a shop that has a lot of paper that has been taped over the windows, and above the shop you see a sign that says the Tiger's Eye. The door is open if you'd like to go in.
Sure.
I'm going to stand outside for this one, I think. Just because
Pussy.
I'm going to stand outside and kind of look around. And while they're in there, if I see friendly people walking by, I'm going to ask them if they've seen a centaur and start asking questions. But I'm not going to go far.
Okay.
You're not gonna go far. And
I
that was
promise.
the last we heard of her.
Famous last words.
I mean it mostly this time.
Slightly true.
All right, you guys walk in the door. You see this is a very cluttered place. There are things pretty much on every surface. It's a very small front room. And you see before you a desk. There are some like cabinets and shelves to the side. There is a bookshelf that's like kind of halfway up the window, and again, just covered in things, books, notes, papers. The desk is covered in a map. And as you walk in, a bell rings. And as you look to the door at the far end of the room, there is sort of a glass window on it that again has been covered up with papers, and you see a very tall form standing behind it. And as the door closes, his door opens, and a slightly smaller figure seems to appear before you. He's wearing a very wide-brimmed hat. He's a human, tanned skin, just like a classy soul patch going on. He's wearing leathers. He's got a trench on, belts everywhere. He's got sort of frills coming out of the end of this leather trench, brown leather trench coat. And he looks at all of you and says, "What can I do?"
Hello. Are you Mr. Trench?
That's what they call me.
We are looking for someone, and we're told you could help.
Is it me?
Well, it was you, but now we found you, so we don't need you to find you.
Fair. Who are you looking for?
My brother.
And what do you have to tell me? Was he in town?
He was here. The last anyone saw him was about a week ago.
A week ago. Centaur. Is he involved in any gangs?
I don't think so.
What makes you think he's stolen, or lost, or misplaced?
It's just the feeling.
When was the last time anybody saw him?
I guess about a week ago. The last place I know he was seen was at the Spirit and Spirits.
So he was involved with the gang. You know who runs the Spirit and Spirits, right? The Zents, the Zentarum.
I'm not from here.
He kind of motions if anyone would like to take a seat. He has chairs that are covered with things, and he's not going to clear them, but he sits behind the desk and starts taking notes.
I'll
1 week.
stand.
Sorry. Maybe when we go to Ravnica, there'll be a place for you to sit.
Just like here. Oh, dear.
He kind of like looks around his desk and pulls out a mostly blank piece of paper, folds it in half so that it is a fully blank piece of paper on this side, and starts taking notes. I charge 100 gold a week plus expenses. It depends on what I find, how long it will take me to... If he's still in Waterdeep, could be a couple weeks. If he is not in Waterdeep anymore, it could take longer.
Seems a little steep. Do you have any references?
He kind of like moves some things aside, and he gives you a card that has the Baroness of oh god, what's her name? I'm gonna make it up. I was gonna use someone from one of our other games, but Baroness I always go with a T name. Hold on. I have the thing pulled up. It is Baroness Sophius. Her address is in the Upper District. And he just says, helped her find her lost son about a week ago. I've been working here for longer than most of you have been alive, I assume. If you ask around, I'm sure you can find.
Some of us are.
How old do you think I am?
50s.
He kind of like nods without saying anything. Not nod in like a yes, you're right, but like could be.
Okay then. So are we gonna go interview this Baroness or plan B?
If your brother got messed up with the Zents or any of the other gangs in town, if they wanted him dead, he's probably dead.
Not helping.
Trying to save you some money.
Well, we were just in Spirit and Spirits, and someone there said that he was not involved with them, but with someone else. Who are the other gangs in town?
So, he was involved with the gang.
No,
Okay.
that he was in there with other people that were not welcome there. He's a traveler. I don't think he would be getting mixed up with the gang on purpose.
Most people don't, but I understand your position. The Zents are the group that pretty much runs the town, but there are some others, the Rockjaw clan, the True Lords of Waterdeep, who have pretty much been snuffed out at this point. The Sisters of the Full Moon, the Disciples of Kagors. It could have been any one of them.
Are those all the gangs here?
Do you want a list?
Yeah.
He tries to find another clean piece of paper. And he starts writing.
Who's the Zentarm's biggest rival? Who's the most likely culprit?
Right now, probably the Xanathars.
And where do they operate out of? We're used to handling things ourselves. So I'm kind of uncomfortable giving 100 gold a week to somebody who I don't know whether or not, your contacts are any more than what we could do, which is just figure out some information from people and, ask questions. Like, what do we get with your services besides you doing the same thing that we could do, which is, talk to people and
Look, you don't
what's
have
the
to hire me
guarantee?
to do this. I can guarantee that I'm going to either find your brother dead or alive. How long that takes is entirely up in the air. If you want to try to find him yourself first, absolutely. If you want me to find information, I can do that too.
How long would it take you to get some information about where he might have gone? Or who
Give me
might
2
have him?
days. I can ask around. 50 gold.
40, half now, half when you get the information.
I like your moxie.
We actually have a friend named Moxie.
Guess she's not in here.
Look, I feel for you and your brother.
Really? Because it seems like, if I may say so, you have a lot of preconceived notions about somebody you do not know.
I know a lot about this city. I know a lot about people. I've been around for a long time. Yeah, I assume things, but I get the job done when I need to. If I am getting involved with some gangs in town, I need to, first and foremost, survive here. So I need to know what I'm getting into. If it's the case that it is one of the gangs, then depending on which one, I will be under more threat than the other. So, for 25 gold now, 20 gold later, I will do some research for you and see what I can find. Give me 2 days.
Deal. And I'll hand him 25 gold.
Cool. Remove it from your sheet, please. He is going to stand up and look at the three of you. I'll get to work right away. If you need me, leave a note under the door. I'm going to lock up shop for the day. And since you're new to town, I'll warn you, don't get on the bad side of the Zens. They run more than you think. And pray that you don't meet the ghost.
Can I just... You don't even know what his name is.
I can find it. Would you like to tell me more?
No, I suppose that's what Talon has paid you for.
I'm sorry your brother's gone missing.
I'm sorry you are so cynical and clearly hate your job.
He kind of like nods like, you're right.
From one cynic to another, I used to hate everybody in the entire world too, but there are good people in it. You just have to find them. Knew with that, she's just gonna walk out.
He nods as you guys walk out the door, touches the brim of his hat, and then you see him walk behind you out the door, lock it, and he pulls the brim of his hat down and sort of disappears into the crowd.
Well, that's not conspicuous at all.
Is he gonna help
Well-
us or what?
he wanted 100 gold a week per week plus expenses to search for him, and we decided, we negotiated. I gave him 25 gold now and 20 gold after. We're giving him 2 days to find out information about where her brother might have gone, because we're people who like to handle things ourselves, and I don't know him.
Fair enough.
So
I hope your gold gets him somewhere because he's clearly a very unhappy man.
yeah.
So
And I
on
would be more comfortable with knowing what's going to happen or where your brother is prior to somebody we don't know doing something about it. I would rather us be there and you have the opportunity to decide what happens next, because that's your family. All right. Well, that's taken care of. How about armor?
Let's do it.
Cool. Nazira, you've been here before. Why don't you roll me a history check?
Let's do it. I got a 6.
Oh, sorry. You remember a shop. It is called the I have a billion tabs open right now. You know of a shop. It is called Harsh Saccharin.
Saccharin.
Mhm.
Okay.
And you are confident in where it is. You begin to take the team through back to the main street, the main thoroughfare. It's lunchtime, so there are a bunch of people. You guys see, this is a very diverse city. There are many different people and, like different types of different races of creatures and people, and people have animals running around the street. There's tons of like street urchin children. You are very aware to kind of hold your purses close. Would you like to roll at advantage and use one of your advantage tokens?
Yes, I do.
You guys are walking for like maybe 30 minutes up and down streets. Nazira, you're like, okay, no, I'm pretty sure it was like right here on this corner. You turn a corner and you're like, shit, no, this
That's
isn't
not
it. No, that's not it. Hold on. And then you like have to get your bearings.
Wait, I'm still slightly drunk. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Things are a little fuzzy.
Did you re-roll?
Oh, no. Okay. For history, right?
History.
I got a 10.
A 10. Okay. About 15 more minutes of walking goes by, and you turn a corner, and lo and behold, you see before you a very, like, pretty building. There's a lot of good stonework on it, and above the shop is a symbol of a snake, and it's sort of two snakes intertwined and crossing over each other, and it almost looks like a heart. And there are telltale signs of an armory. There is clanging and the smell of sulfur and fire from within this bustling shop.
See, I told you I knew where it was.
You got us there. We're good. So, you guys, we got like 200 gold from the circus to replace all of our stuff. So, I'm just going to give us each 50 gold and then do what you want with it, I guess.
Who?
All right.
Well, thank you for that. And you can count on me and Root to do some fun trick shots at some point when we meet back up with the circus again to make you guys some money.
Good. Yeah, we treat people well at the circus, so be happy to have you.
Thanks for the armor.
All right. Perfect. You guys enter the shop. You look around. It's a very open floor plan. There is a large sort of exit near the back that goes back into what might be the smelting room. There's like a stove back there. In front, there is a large wooden table and a stove, an open stove with things sitting in it. As you guys kind of walk in and take a look around or kind of seeing all the sights, there are sort of racks of metal armor. There's some leather to the right. And as you look around, you see on the ground the tail of the largest snake you have probably ever seen in your life. And it goes around the corner.
That thing has gotten huge. It's not that big last time I was here.
Nazira, you know that this is probably belongs to not a snake, but someone else. As you guys can hear banging, the tail sort of slides in the back, and out comes a person looking very snake-like. If you guys have never seen before, this is a Yuan T, or a short hair, blonde. They have a green scaled skin. Their eyes are very snake-like in tilt, and they have sort of a slit that goes down to their nose. They are wearing a septum piercing. And their pointed ears are sort of pierced up and down, and they are wearing a smelting shirt and a leather breech over it. And you see before you this individual, Nazira. You know them as Harsh. They go by they them. You would know this, and you know that their sibling is, of course, Saccharin, also they, them. You just do not see them right now.
Harsh.
Sorry, do I know you?
Nazira.
I'm sorry, we get a lot of people coming through here. Oh,
That's
can I help
okay.
you?
It was like 6 years ago. Anyways, you've gotten huge. By the way, we're looking for some armor.
Uh-huh. Yeah, thank you. Well, what kind of armor do you need?
Well, I need light armor along with my friend Talon here.
Studded leather
Moxie, yeah, leather
or
armor.
something similar.
Yeah, do you
Mhm.
have anything dyed, perhaps? I'm also looking for some studded leather.
We have tan leather and we have black leather. It's a little bit more expensive, but I don't know if I have. I can. They kind of point over to Alhina. I might have to make something custom. It depends on what you're looking for.
Oh, just this part.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that I can do. There's a few off the rack items over there if you'd like. I can give you prices if you decide to pick something, if you need something custom, or if you need something adjusted, I can take care of that.
How much more is the black studded armor?
It depends on which one. If it hasn't been dyed yet, if it's off the rack, then it is. I guess it depends on which one, but usually around 45. If you right, yes, 45, 50, depending on the intricacies. If you want one specifically dyed, it'll probably be like about 50.
All right, thank you. We'll look around.
Okay.
So,
As you guys see him moving, you see his body. He does not have legs. They just have the tail, and they are moving around very easily on this very slick floor.
Well, I'm gonna go check out the rack.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was wondering because I always pictured Moxie's armor to be kind of like almost like a band uniform with like the buttons kind of going
Cute.
down like this.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm looking for something similar to that, and if I don't find anything, I'll ask him how long and how much custom stuff is.
Okay. You can find like most of the studded leather, all of the pieces that are over there. There are quite a few. You see that they have like sort of made the gambit because the adventurers blow through town. They don't really want to wait for something custom most of the time. So you're able to find something that is adjustable enough that you guys can fit into. Moxie, there isn't something that has like the specific buttons that you're talking about, or rivets or anything like that, but there is something that fits you that if you wanted customized, they would be very happy to help you with that.
That's what I want. So I want to pick up the thing, and is it dyed already?
Roll me a percentile dice.
Okay, hold on. Oh, sorry, D&D Beyond's being a jerk. Zeros.
Okay, cool. So 100?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, there is one that is already dyed black.
Yes. Okay. So I take that one off the rack, and if I see him, I go up to him and I tell him how I want the studs kind of arranged. Like, I like where some of them are, but I want them like, so, because I perform in it too, so I always want it to be form-fitting and cool looking.
Yeah, they take the leather from you, and they say, yeah, we can absolutely do that. I'll have to get my sibling to do that specifically. I don't really do the rivet work, but give us an hour, and we could get that done for you.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So all together, say 200
for just mine.
No, for all of it.
Everybody's
Perfect.
That would be expensive as fuck.
I just want him to do like a little, or want them to do just a little adjustment on my like my draw arm. I need it to be a little bit looser on the one that I checked out. So
sure,
they will be adjusting Moxie's anyway.
Yeah, they kind of they think about it for a second and call back into the forge area, and they hey Ryan, can you see if we have any Bowman's leather back there? And you see another individual peek their head out. They have their hair is sort of braided on the side, long. It almost looks like a shaved cut. They are also pierced to all heck, and they have the not as severe eyes, but they have the scales kind of up and down their face. And you see them lean out farther than you're used to like a human doing. And they kind of oh yeah, of course. Let's see. Do you want red leather or brown?
I was looking for black, but I mean, red doesn't really. I'm in the forest a lot, so black or a really dark brown would be probably better.
Oh, well, if you're looking for stealth, black won't actually blend in well with shadows. A dark brown would probably be better, if I may say.
Okay, yeah, then a dark brown would be great for me.
Perfect. Let me see what we have. And they sort of like obviously inhumanly like move back, and a moment later, again they come out. The sibling comes out with a set of armor in their hands, and they show you on the arm there is a section where you can sort of like quick unlace it, so that you can draw a bow without being so constricted. And it is very like on the elbows, it's a lot looser and a lot like more open. So your weenus will be a little bit more exposed, but it is better for like drawing a bow back.
What do you think, guys? Brown or black?
Brown. It's easier to hide in.
Brown.
All right. Yeah,
Right.
This is perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. And
Where did you guys get all your piercings? Did you do them or somewhere here?
We do them ourselves.
Oh.
Sometimes we find interesting metals and we want to use them as earrings or piercings of some sort. They turn around and sort of like shimmy their shawl off their back, and you see that there are dermal piercings, like subdermal piercings, kind of going down their back on each side. And they're all like slightly different metals if you look close.
That looks incredible.
Right on.
Thank you.
Hey, do
Did
you
you-
guys have any heads for a drum, by the way?
And,
Some leather for my drum?
no, we could make something like that, but I would see someone who works in instruments. They would know how to do that better.
All right, thank you.
Also, a different kind of leather is used.
Fair enough. Thanks.
Is there anything else we can do for you?
No. This is all awesome. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm very happy. Thank you.
Your leather work is impeccable.
Thank you.
This is
Harsh
way nicer than my old armor.
Harsh slithers over and they start like adjusting straps, and you guys have put on armor a lot, but when they adjust it, it kind of feels a little bit like it's less there. It's a little lighter on your body, and they sort of like smooth some things, like tuck in belts, and they say, "Thank you so much for coming. Please tell your friends."
Oh, we will. And Moxie deep bows to them.
These are all my friends. So if we need armor, we'll be back.
Thank you. They wave you out and begin to sort of like speak amongst themselves as they slither back into the back.
Well, that was way better than I expected.
It made me want to adorn my ears with shiny things. They look so cool.
So I have to come back after an hour or so. But between then and now, was there something else we needed to buy? Or look for?
Did you
I need
still
an
want to buy
apothecary.
poison?
No, I just need apothecary bottles at some point, but that's easy to pick up at lots of different places on our way out.
So are we gonna make some?
Just in case we need more healing potions, I'm almost out of bottles.
No, I know, but like, are we still gonna make some poison? You said poison. I'm dead set on this now.
I think we can go through Talon's books, maybe.
Yeah,
do it.
we can do some research.
Do it. I
That'd be
want to
good. See if we
learn.
can make a poison.
Like it.
We'll get you your poison. That sounds fun. That'll be while we're like traveling and gathering.
Do we
We'll
need
have
to juice a snake?
Yeah, we'll forage for poisonous plants.
You guys are walking down the street, and a little sign catches your eye. There's a lot of little shops in this area. And you see a black cat on a hanging wooden sign that's sort of out in the street. There is one at a like above the door level and one sort of lower, near maybe where your knees are. But it's the shop is called the Black Tail, Magical Items and Trinket Store.
Yeah, I want to go in this store. You guys cool with that while we're waiting?
Mhm.
If we all walk in, I want to watch whoever owns the store and like if they look at Elhana and if they see any kind of recognition come over
Sure.
their face or anything like that.
Yeah, you walk in the store. There's another human sort of walking around, looking at different things on the shelf, like picking them up and sort of regarding them, putting them down. There is a black cat sitting on the counter. They have a sort of a weird contraption on them. It's strapped around their chest and around their waist, and they're sort of sitting there. Looking at a a book that that is on the counter, and you see them sort of start pawing at it, and they turn a page basically.
That's different. I want to kind of walk up to the cat and say, "How are you today?"
Do you like do the whole thing where you bend over and you're like, "How are you today?"
I kind of like get, yeah, not as patronizing, but like,
Yeah.
like I'm just trying
Um,
to be nice.
Yeah, the cat sort of like looks at you and stands up as you come closer to it, and it gives you sort of wide eyes as you approach, like they are pleased that you are there. The tail begins to sway in a happy manner, and they and then you hear and you see this cat speak, and they say, "Oh, wonderful! I'm doing very well today. How are you?"
Oh, I am excellent. It's good, good to be in here. This is a great store.
Thank you. I've curated everything myself.
Oh, it's amazing.
Mm.
Hey, we're gonna look around. I just wanted to ask you real quick, my Centaur friend. Have you seen another one of those Centaurs walking around?
From time to time, yes.
Oh, does this Centaur look like my friend?
Not that I've seen. A very unique skin tone and hairstyle. None have come into my shop
Maybe like
recently.
this?
You see the cat kind of sits down on the counter and like adjusts the straps around them. No, I have not seen someone such as that, but that is very, very interesting. Are you from a different plane then?
Yes, I'm from Ravnica.
Ravnica. I've been once. I traveled with my companion there, and they should be back shortly. Perhaps they've seen them. If you wish to hang around for a little while.
Sure.
How long ago would this have been?
Maybe in the last week.
Week or so. All right. Well, I shall ask them. I will check to see if they are back. Please, keep an eye on things. I will warn you there is an enchantment upon the door if you try to take anything that hasn't been paid for. But I shall be right back.
Thank you.
She gives
As
you guys.
As the cat walks away, I'm like, good thing she said something.
She gives a slow blink, sort of not a slow blink, but a squint as she a smile as she jumps off the counter and moves into the very large door that is in the back. And I think that's a good place for us to take our break. It is 10 o'clock. So yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching. Thank you to my players for indulging me in all of my shopping palooza that we've got going on. So make sure that you guys take a moment to relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw, stretch out your neck and back, get a drink, and we'll be right back. So we'll see you soon. Bye. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for that redemption, Bud. Thank you for hanging out during the break. Okay, I was just making sure I didn't break anything. And welcome back to Playthings of the Gods, the shopping episode. So we're going to pick up right where we left off. This feline has gone in the back. You guys are in a random trinkets and magic item shop store. Would you like to look around, or what are you guys just going to wait for them to come back out?
I want to look around. This place
yeah, I
looks like
wanna
it's got
look
some cool
around.
stuff.
I'll look.
Roll me a. Did I just fuck that up? No. Okay. If you guys want to find something, just roll me a D100, please.
31.
Okay. You find a 1-foot-tall stone statue of a gnome wearing a tall pointed hat that is painted bright red. The tip of the statue's hat is chipped, but it has been painted over.
I need to know how much it is.
Okay.
I got a 74.
All right. You find a clay mortar and pestle that look like it was made by a drunken toddler.
Hey, Moxie, you can add this
89.
to your collection of things.
Oh, okay. Sold.
All right.
Now
80
I also rolled an 89.
Okay. You find right next to each other a ridiculously large golden bejeweled necklace that says boss, and Alhina, you see one that says bitch.
Is this a common slang?
Amongst certain crowds, yes. We could each get one half of the necklace.
Okay.
Would you want to be boss or would you want to be bitch?
I don't.
You could always be boss bitch.
They look a little heavy to wear in combat.
They're
But we could have
plastic.
some special
They're not
made.
heavy.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not? I thought you said they were like
They're gold, but they are
Yeah.
very light. They're
okay.
probably not real gold.
Ah,
Could tuck them in. We'll know.
we'll know. We'll just trade back and forth who wants to be boss and who wants to
Yeah.
be bitch every now and then. We're gonna have to ask how much these are.
Wonderful. You hear sort of or you kind of feel someone approaching the front, and out of this very large doorway, the curtain is moved aside, and you see Alhina, a very common sight for you, perhaps not as adorned as you are used to, but for the rest of you, you see a very large creature. They have brown fur covering them. They are not wearing shoes. They are wearing a sort of belt that has what looks to be large teeth on it, and a skull of some sort on where the belt buckle would be. They are shirtless with a sort of mantle over their chest that is these teeth again sort of tied together with a strip of fabric underneath them that is very worn and green. They have armbands covering their massive biceps that have bones and sort of that same green worn fabric on them. Their ears are large, hairy, and slightly droopy onto their shoulders. Their nose is incredibly elongated and sort of comes to two slits at the bottom of what looks to be like another limb. And they have massive teeth that come up from their upper jaw and swoop around. No, is that? Yeah, upper jaw and swoop down and up, almost like tiefling horns, but coming from their mouth. Very large, but kind eyes, and their brown fur on their face and nose is painted with a sort of skull motif, a white paint around their eyes and coming down to the top of their nose in these sort of teeth motifs. And he is carrying this cat that you saw before, and she says, "Now this is I told you that I can walk just fine." And he kind of laughs to himself, and he places her on the counter. You see him sort of put his arm on this counter, and everything on it shifts. And he says, "Well, I hear you've been looking after some oh," and he like looks. "Are you talking about her right there?" And she says, no, darling, of course not. I'm speaking of perhaps a sibling of hers that she is looking for. Now, have you seen? I'm sorry, I'm terribly rude of me. I did not even give you my name as we spoke earlier. You may call me Snuggums. And this is my companion. He likes to go by Doctor. And he nods.
Nice to meet you both.
So you're looking for another centaur?
Yes, my brother.
Did you travel here together from Ravnica?
Yes, for a time.
Wonderful. And he like pounds the table with his hands and kind of everything like jumps up a little bit, and you see Snuggums like jumps as well as she was sitting on the counter, and she like adjusts herself and sits back down, like just kind of looking up at him. How did you get here?
Well, mostly by boat.
Did you use an airship?
No, just a regular ship most of the way.
Really? How did you get over here from the how did you transmit planes? Are you very powerful?
Oh, me? No, that was my grandmother.
Oh, fascinating. And you said you came here, just the two of you?
Yes.
Wonderful. He was a small feller, looks just like you, a bit more high energy and curious?
Yes.
Yes, I did see him. He spoke to me, actually. He was looking for a telescope, something I don't have or did not make.
That sounds like him.
Yeah, was more than a week ago, maybe 2?
Did he seem like he was okay? In any trouble, maybe?
I mean, not that he said, but perhaps he, was on a journey of his own. And you see his eyes kind of like grow wide and his thinking, he was speaking to pretty much anyone he could on the street looking for this telescope item. I told him I didn't make anything like that, but he could go down to the South Ward to find something a little bit more specialized. He seemed excited and sort of jaunted off.
Where in the South Ward would one go to find a telescope?
There's a street full of specialty items, trinkets that are more higher end. I
Is there
could
a
give you
particular-
directions.
Yeah, directions would be great. Do you know of a particular like vendor or dealer who would deal in those kinds of things?
Yes, I sent him down to Skiffies.
Skiffies. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Hmm.
How much for these necklaces?
You see Snuggums sort of like sits up and looks at the items. She sniffs them and sort of shakes her head, and she says, perhaps a gold for all.
Helena, worth it.
You are aware of the connotations of the and she sort of like motions towards the one that says bitch.
Yes.
All right, well, fair enough. I wouldn't want to tell you something that is offensive without your knowledge.
Yeah, I've been called that before.
Oh, well, you seem very nice.
I'm glad you think so.
How much is this gnome statue?
Oh, I meant for all of the items that you had presented.
Sweet, thank you.
Yeah.
I just pop a gold out of my little coin thing and slap it down.
Oh, she sort of like bats at it and moves it over to the side of the counter, and you see the thing on her back starts to move as she adjusts herself, and a little claw sort of comes out and grabs the gold and places it in behind the counter.
Where'd you get this contraption from? It's pretty amazing.
The Loxodon leans over. I made it. I make a lot of interesting items.
Huh. I'll put that in the back of my mind for the future. That's amazing.
Good. Could use the business. Rent is going up,
Ah.
as they say.
Zentharum.
He kind of like shrugs his shoulders. Everything is different. It has been changing over the past 10 years or so.
Do you know what's spurred the change? We've been hearing that a lot recently.
Change in the council, I think. If you have not been here before, the city is run by the masked lords, and we don't know who they are. Obviously, they are masked, but they're making changes. Some for the better, some for the worse.
It's been a few years since I've been here, and I didn't do much besides hit the library.
They've done a lot for the children on the street, though, which is good.
That is good.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
Do you have glass bottles? Didn't you need some of those, Talon?
Oh, I did. I was just gonna go to an apothecary, but if you guys have them, do you have any random?
Of
glass
course! What size?
It's for like healing potions and just your general potions.
Do you have a
size,
color
nothing
that
too
you're
large.
looking for, or anything in general?
I prefer dark glass. It keeps better.
Very good. Let me see what I've got. And he kind of like starts to walk back, and you feel the ground shaking as he does, and he like kind of leans back over. How many do you want?
5, please.
I'll see what I can do. And he moves behind the curtain.
And by the way, how far are we from the armory?
It's like 20 yards away from you.
Okay.
That was just down the street, right?
So I'm like, hey, guy, has it been an hour kind of close, maybe?
If you putz, then it could be an hour.
So I was thinking maybe before we go to the other thing, let me hit up the armory and get my stuff, and then we can go back to Skippy's after that.
I think that's probably a good
Is that
plan.
cool? All right.
Talon's gonna look at both of the necklaces. She's gonna look at Alhena. She's gonna be like, since we're looking for your brother, and I think you're gonna need this one more. She's gonna hand her the bitch one.
Okay. Puts it on.
Yeah. Let's manifest this for you.
I love it. All right, perfect. The large Loxodon comes back out, and he has a armful of different sized, like very ununiform bottles. There are some that are like green and some that are sort of a dark brown. And he has like 10 of them in his arms. There are some that are like too large for a potion for you to make, but probably good for him. But a lot of them are the right size. You could find 5 that are around the what you're looking for.
I will do so.
Okay, and he'll let you know that it's just like 5 copper.
Okay, I'll hand him 5 copper then.
All right. And the woman, or not the woman, the cat Snuggums, she says, is there anything else I can help you with while you're here?
I've got everything I need.
All right, then. Have a lovely day.
Lovely to meet you, Snuggums.
She waves with her cat paw. The Loxodon also waves with his big old hand. And you guys exit the shop. You can go back to the armory. It'll take a few more minutes, but they're able to bring out the armor to you. It is what you're looking for, with shiny rivets sort of down, looking more like a circus performer.
This is amazing. Thank you
Oh.
so much.
You're very welcome.
I will come back here next time I need something.
They wave to you as you exit.
All right, so we got directions to Skippy's. Do we want to head there? Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, we make our way there.
All right,
Sorry, I'm
it's
doing
gonna
money
take...
conversions.
sorry. 10 copper is 1 silver, 10 silver is 1
Yeah, apparently
gold.
all I had was gold, so I'm converting gold to silver.
Yeah.
and then
Oh,
some
down,
silver to
down. Yeah,
copper.
yeah. Fair, 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 fair.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys gonna take you like 45 minutes to get down there. You're still on the north end of town. Is there anything you guys want to do while you're up here or on the way?
I don't have an agenda. I don't know if anybody else does.
Mhm.
I'm just
I
still
have all
playing.
the things I need.
Yeah, I'm just playing my pan flute happily as we walk.
Mhm. All right. As you do that, give me a performance check real quick.
24.
All right. You make your way down the street. You're going down the main thoroughfare yet again to get to the south ward, and you see. Well, you kind of hear before you see. Once you finish a set, a person begins to clap. And Moxie, you look over at this person who's clapping. They have a like bright orange mane of hair with a goatee to match, very large elven ears, and they sort of he makes his way over to you, and he just says to you, "That was a lovely rendition. May I ask who I have the pleasure of speaking to today?"
Yes, my name is Moxie. What's your name?
He sort of like takes his finger and touches it to his forehead. Nazira, you recognize this figure before you. Oh, you may
do.
call me Alray.
Nice to
All
see you
right.
again, Alray.
Oh,
He
you know each other.
shifts over behind Moxie and sees Nazira, and as I live and breathe, Miss Nazira, what wonderful surprise it is to see you on this fine day.
Wonderful surprise to see you as well. I didn't
When
think
did
you'd
you
be
get
here.
Well, I spend my time out on the streets looking for untapped talent. When did you get into town, and when did you find yourself in the presence of such a beautiful creature as such as this?
We got into town this morning, and I've known Miss Moxie here for quite some time.
Wonderful. And I will assume the reason that I was not contacted before is because you just got into town today. Any particular reason you're in town? And he kind of like raises an eyebrow.
Side note, mistress, should we tell him why we're in town?
That is up to you. You are aware that he has no gang affiliation in Waterdeep, but he's someone you've known for a while and worked jobs with, so it's up to you.
Sure. We are actually looking for one of my companion's siblings. He's a blue centaur. Last anyone has seen him or that we know of was at the Spirits about a week ago.
Oh, you went
Spirits
to
and
the
Spirits.
you went to the Spirits and Spirits. I would highly recommend not doing that.
Yeah, we discovered that as well.
Well, at least you went during the day and not at night. You could have run into one of the higher ups, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Are they there most nights?
It depends on who you're looking for, but someone is usually. It's where they run some of their business out of, if you hear what I'm saying.
Got you. But speaking of my companion sibling, have you seen a centaur or heard of a centaur?
I haven't personally. Have you looked to see if Dabby's up to anything?
I haven't.
No, she might be the person to talk to if you're looking for information.
Do you know where I can find her?
This time of day,
all
and he
over the
kind of
place.
looks up. Sorry?
She's usually all over the place. That's why I was wondering if you would know.
Well, she's been spending some time drinking and gambling down at the Yawning Portal. That is Midtown. She's gotten into some financial trouble as of late, and finds it funny the people that try to go down into the portal and takes bets on it. She might be there, but she'll definitely be there later.
All right. Yeah, I'll have to check with her to see if she's heard anything.
Absolutely. Is there anything I can do while you're in town? Any plans that you have that might involve someone of my caliber?
We might. I don't have anything off the top of my head right now.
Well, keep me in mind, and he kind of like gives Moxie a wink, looks over the rest of you. It was a pleasure to see you, and if you need anything, you know how to call me.
I sure do.
Gives you a smile, kind of ruffles your hair, and moves back down the street.
Nazira, you have some colorful friends.
Yeah, he's real great guy. Don't want to piss him off, but he's a real good guy.
Where's this place your other friends at? How far away was that?
Sorry, I was taking a beverage. The Yawning Portal. It is one of the staples of Waterdeep. From where you guys are on this sheet, yawning. Yes, the Yawning Portal, please. It is sort of south, in the just at the northern end of the dock ward. It's probably about. I mean, it's a few blocks away from where you guys were going in the first place.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to check that out on our way, too.
Way back or way to place we were just heading?
Whichever. I want to know what Alhena kind of thinks, because it's her brother. Like, what
Yeah.
leads seem more important?
I think
don't
we
know
should
that she
go
knows.
see the market, like wherever the stalls are. The guy was talking about, what's it called again? Where are we going?
Skippies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the place that has the. I feel like let's do that as long as that's like on the way and not like totally out of the way. I feel like I kind of I don't know. Talon's like, I want to see if we can figure it out before this this guy that we hired figures it out.
Yeah.
Because if we can, he and I are gonna have a conversation about who's better at his job.
Sure, we'll be able to figure
Wait,
out a lot.
did you
faster than
hire?
him.
Did you hire him just so you could show him up?
Probably.
No,
Yes, you did, Talon. Don't you lie.
maybe. Hey, if I'm wrong and he comes through with information that we don't get, it's still a win.
True.
If I'm right and we can find things out better than him, we get to have a conversation. Also a win.
I can appreciate that.
True.
She is who she is, guys. You chose her as a friend.
This is also true. God damn it.
So, what was that place? The portal? I'm sorry, I missed that again.
The yawn.
The Yawning Portal.
The
Yeah.
Yawning Portal, yep.
Well, we should head to Skippy's and the Yawning Portal, kind of whichever's first, I guess.
Yeah, whichever is closer. It'll be your mute.
They're off the if you take the main road, they're pretty much parallel to each other, so you could go to one or the other. It's not you're going to have to make a choice.
Or we could
Well-
split up.
Oh, that's an idea.
Famous last words. Shouldn't do that if we're Scooby-Doo.
But we're not Scooby-Doo.
But I'm down to split up if you guys wanna, you guys wanna go to the Yawning Portal and two of us can go one place, two of us can go to the other, or we can all stay together. We'll have some daylight to kill, so
Right. Let's split up. That way we can cover more ground.
well, I'll
faster.
go with Alhina to follow the brother lead.
Okay, I'll go with Nazira to go find her friend at the Yawning Portal.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
And you each get a sneaky elf.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go to Skippy's first, since that's where our Alhina's and the Yawning Portal might be a bit much for right now. So,
Oh, before we do that, we need to figure a place where we want to meet up. because I don't like not knowing a place. So some like once we part ways, if there's like a tavern or whatever where
Sure,
we
yeah.
split.
You can, if you guys want to meet up,
We can go to Mother Selinka's House of Pleasures. It's right next door.
you
to the
could do
portal.
that, or you could go to just down the street, the Lucky Devil, which is a new brothel. Well, new to you in the Southern Ward.
Ooh, let's meet at the that
Lucky
brothel.
Devil.
The
Let's
Lucky
go to
Devil.
the Lucky Devil. I
All
like
right.
it.
We will meet at the Lucky Devil in an hour or two.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right. So Alhina and Talon, you make your way. Well, you guys walk together. Excuse me, for a long time until you get to the branch in the road where Moxie and Nazira go off to the right to go to the Yawning Portal. Alhina and Talon take a left to go to Skippy's. You find yourselves. So it's a more condensed part of town, which makes it seem darker. And there is a lot of mostly just like trinket shops and like specialty places that have very specific uses. Like there is the masonry guilds in here. There's a place where you can hire adventurers. There's a place where you can hire you can get brickwork, or you can buy bricks, like that sort of thing. But you make your way to guided by your directions to a sign that is painted above a very plain looking door that says, it's a very tall building, but the door just says Skippy's, and it is painted as if a child painted it with red paint.
Go walk on in.
All right. You walk in, and the place is pretty barren. There's shelves, but not a lot of things on it. There is a tallish dragonborn standing, sort of looking out the window on the side of the building. And she seems to be captivated for a moment, but as you walk in, she turns to you. She's got white scales, very Nismat had sort of the fanned ears. Hers are more pointed, straight up. She has that same red paint painted onto her face in a line design with like spikes at the end of it. She has just a few facial spikes and some coming down her chin that look like almost like whiskers, I guess. She's wearing a red cloak, and she has some very gold bracelets and a necklace on. And she gives you a very toothy grin, like an alligator trying to smile. Yes? Hi.
Hi.
Sorry, how can I help you?
Have you seen a centaur that looks a lot like her?
She kind of looks at Alhina. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were them. Yes, I have. A few weeks ago, but yes.
What can you tell us about that exchange?
Oh, well, they purchased something, one moment. And you see her kind of, shuffle off, her very large dragony feet, shifting into the back, behind the desk. She grabs up a ledger, a very large ledger, and pops it on the table. She scrolls. She, turns back a couple pages, and then turns back forward to the same page that she started on, and places a finger. You see underneath are probably two names and markings. And she's, yes, Aldo? I'm sorry, my handwriting is terrible. Is that correct?
Alios?
Oh, that's it. Yes, they were looking for a a seeing glass to look up at the stars, they said. I told them that it was going to be about 200 gold and at least a week's worth of work. They said that was fine, and they could put a deposit of 5 gold down, and they could give me the rest upon completion, which they did. And they were given this piece. Let's see, that was almost exactly 2 weeks ago. Well, a week and a half now.
Alhena, would your brother have that kind of money?
That is what's concerning me.
He said that he had borrowed it from a reputable source, is I believe what his words were exactly.
I'm sure he thought so.
I think we've solved part of the mystery.
Did he say who the source was?
Mm. He didn't go into many details, and this was a bit of time ago, let me think. No one I recognized as far as names. He said a very kind man, I believe.
Did anyone come in here with him either of the times that he came in?
No, he was by himself, but he was very kind to me. And he asked me about the stars. I'm not very versed. I do make these spyglasses from time to time for the more wealthy. I told him of some of the more higher end clients that come in looking for these things. Some are very interested in the stars and the alignments, and they think they can see out of our plane and into the others. And with the right tools, one could do this, but I do not have the magics or the ability to do as such.
If one was to want to borrow that kind of money, where would one go?
Well, there are many places around town. It depends on the type of people you'd like to borrow money from. There are banks that will allow you to do such. If you join the guilds, they might lend you money as well.
Let's assume a traveler who doesn't live here and wouldn't be affiliated with any guilds,
Right.
who would appear unassuming to somebody who doesn't know better to be a kind person that would be loaning them the money, but it would be more ill-reputable than that.
Oh, I don't know of anyone personally. I don't like to get involved in those sort of things.
No,
but
we don't either.
Yeah.
It seems like he was taken advantage of.
Yes, well, that is very unfortunate. I'm sorry for your brother. Yeah, it all depends on who he is getting involved with. It could have been any of them if they found him to be of use. Does he have any skills?
Yes, quite a few. He's relatively magically talented.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, you can just start with the larger groups, though, again, I would not get involved with any of them, and you seem like nice young ladies, so I would not offer any specifically to you. There are, of course, the Centaurum, who work in the town, and then there are the Xanathars and the Aluskan Brotherhood. The Elven Alliance is a bit, no offense, they are very strict. The Sword Mountain Syndicate, there is the Revenants, the Deep Harbor Clan. They are a merfolk gang that live out in the harbor. It's very exciting, but they are very mean.
Probably not that one.
That would not make sense. Well, no, probably not, unless he can shapeshift.
Well, he can do that.
Really?
But he's not a very good swimmer.
Yes, I can imagine. That is all I know, unfortunately. I don't, again, I try to stay out of those things. I don't do business more than paying my rent, and that is what it is.
Thank you. that information. Just another very random question. Have you ever heard of a bard named Elcor?
Oh, of course I have. Everyone knows of Elcor, especially in Waterdeep. He's
Mm-hmm.
very
Have you seen him
famous.
recently?
Recently? No, I know he did a tour in town a couple months ago. He was very good. He played all of the fun spots. He was going around the city, of course, the Yawning Portal. He played in the town square. He also played in the castle region. He played in front of the lords of Waterdeep, of course. He did a fantastic job as far as I'm aware. I did not catch any of the shows myself. I tend not to leave my area, but he was a part of the group that saved the world, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard the story.
Yeah.
Now we were just looking for him as well.
Oh. Well, now that you mention it, I did not hear of him leaving. I know that he was supposed to play a show in the South Ward, very, very south, near the gate, but I don't think that he accomplished that show. That might have been 2.5 months ago.
Interesting. So he was supposed to play a show in the South Ward and didn't make it to that show. What was the show before that? Do you remember?
Really testing my memory here. Let me think.
But it's so good.
Oh no, it's not. I have a terrible memory. I find myself losing things all the time, and I apologize for what a mess my store is at the moment. It's a
Well,
very
messiness is often a trait of genius. So
she kind of she can't blush, but if she could, she would.
Really trying to turn on the charm. We've asked her a lot of questions. She's been very patient.
I believe. Okay, yes. The last show that he played was in front of the Great Drunkard. That seems correct. He did get very drunk, from what I recall. He did not finish the show, as far as I recall.
And the I'm not very familiar with Waterdeep. The gangs here, do they operate on regions like the other cities?
Oh, well, they used to.
They used to. They're blending together a little bit more than recently.
More of a usurping.
Okay.
The Zens seem to be taking over most of the area.
That's what I've heard.
But they leave us alone as long as we do not, stray too far from what we've been doing.
And pay rent.
Well, yes, but everyone needs to, well, yes, but, price of business goes up with time, not too much more than it would be already. And they use it for, well, they use it for their own things, but they also have people that will offer protection if you are part of their payments.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear. Well, thank you for answering all of our questions.
Thank you. You've all been lovely, and I hope you find your brother. He was a very sweet child.
Thank you.
And we walk out of the shop and look to Elhana and be like, okay, that was a lot of information.
Yes.
So it sounds like your brother got mixed up. Are you okay? It sounds like he got mixed up with some people unbeknownst to him.
That sounds like him, if I'm being honest.
Sweet and trusting.
Extremely so. This is why I was worried about the splitting up.
We'll find him. And one of the last questions I asked her about Elcor, it sounded like the Yawning Portal was a place that we should go anyway. So it hasn't really been that long, and that's where they are. So I guess we can go meet them there and see if we can catch them before we go over to the brothel.
Yes,
instead.
That's a good idea.
Seems like that might be a place that unsavory characters would hang out anyway. Maybe we'll meet one of the other gangs.
Yes, well, maybe they'll recognize me in a way.
I hope we find him soon. It doesn't sound like whatever he got mixed up in is good.
Yes, me too.
Oh, okay. You guys make your way towards the Yawning Portal. We'll switch back to Moxie and Nazira as you guys have just split off from Talon and Alhina, and you make your way down the street. It's a bit more bustly over here. This is a very traveled area. There are probably more of the unsavory sorts down here, but there's a lot of adventure-y looking people. And you open the doors to this beautiful establishment. You see, Nazira, you've been here before, definitely. It is a very well established location. It's in the Castle Ward, and it is I mean, even at like 1 p.m, it is incredibly packed. You see, Moxie, before you, there is a large hole in the center of this really, like, this large tavern. It is covered or surrounded by bricks, and as you get closer to it, it continues down farther than you can see. And Nazira, as you're looking around, you see standing on a table in the back, your friend, and you see Dabby is standing on top of a table full of like poker chips. Well, not poker chips. There's like gold on the table, there's cards, and she is sort of like stomping her feet in excitement and like raising her hands in the air in triumph, and she is just like shouting into the void in joy. And as Moxie, you see there is this is a 3-foot tall, pale woman with large ears, very curvy. She has unkempt, dark brown hair that is just kind of flowing up and over her face. She's got these dark gloves and sort of a blue outfit on. She is ecstatic, just yelling into the air. And as she does, she like opens her eyes and like points at the people at the table as if she is making fun of them. And one of them stands up and just punches her. And that is where we're gonna end tonight. So thank you guys so much for playing. Thank you for everyone in chat for enduring our shopping episode. We've done it. We met some cool cats. Literally, I didn't even mean to do that. We met some cool people. Met some cool characters that I'm excited. We had some trouble there at the beginning. And that's totally not going to affect the rest of the time that you are spending in this very Zent-heavy area.
Sorry.
I didn't tell you to do this, okay? And I warned you earlier in the episode. So.
And it wasn't me.
No, it wasn't.
We all thought it was going to be me.
Or me. Just kidding. No, my character just gets drunk and finds information.
Yeah, I usually ruin everything somehow.
No. No, you just made it more interesting is what you did. So, thank you again for my players. We're going to go around the room and everyone is going to introduce themselves. Well, not introduce themselves. They're going to tell people where you can find them and what you do, starting with the salacious Savvy.
That's me, I guess. Hello, I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internets. You can find me at Savvy Seaworth on Twitter, where my streaming schedule is pinned to the top of my page. When I am not here, I'm on my home channel. It's twitch.tv/game nights. It's game with 2 G's and nights with a K, where we play myriad tabletop games and video games and do all kinds of fun stuff over there. Yeah, that's where you can find me.
Thank you very much for playing with us and going on this adventure to find your character's brother, who I, of course, have not put in danger at all. Next up is the talented Tanya.
Oh, hey. You can find me at Tanya Rowland on the internet, and I do pretty much nothing on the internet except for my podcast, Spider Facts with Billy, where you can listen to me do weird things and pretend I'm talking to a spider as an 8-year-old boy. And that's all I got for tonight. Thanks for playing, guys. It was fun and weird.
Yes, it was those things. Next up, of course, is the the first. I always just say the first word that pops in my head. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. The rambunctious Rachel.
Hey, that's me. You can find me here on Twitch at Rachel Elizabeth, where I stream things like Dead by Daylight and Skyrim, playing this character. Well, not dressed as this character, but playing this character, making decisions the town would make in Skyrim. I do that on Fridays usually. I will be out of town, I think, for a couple days, so I won't be doing anything this week probably until I play Skyrim on Friday. So you can join me for doing that, and then back here on Sunday for what I'm assuming is going to be a bar fight. Maybe not.
Maybe.
We will see. And on Instagram and Twitter, I am Rachel Lizames with a Z in the middle instead of an S. That's it.
Perfect. And of course, as always, we end our stream with the one oh no, hold on, I was doing alliteration. The Killer Queen Kelly.
Ooh, I'll take it. Hello, I am Kelly. You can find me on the TikToks at Shorty Kel. If don't be creepy, I will block you per usual. I say it every week, but I'm going to always say it. You can also follow my professional page for cosmetology and all that fun shit at Kel _behind the chair. And I'm here every Sunday, and that's about it. I'm just like Tanya. Don't do much with the internet. I'm just here.
Thank you very much for playing. Loving having you here. And I am the boss bitch, aka LB. You can find me here at LB Hack 'em Up on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Tuesday we'll be playing Dead by Daylight again. And then the next week I'll be playing Alien Isolation again. I feel like I need a week to like reset after it because we're getting into the scary stuff, and I just want to play something I'm good at. And then after that, on Thursdays they are going to be playing Themeless Thursdays. And then Friday, Lauren and I are playing a new horror game that she is choosing. And then actually, announcement time, because this week Saturday we are starting our Monster of the Week game with a lot of friends of the channel. They are going to be running through a 3-shot of Monster of the Week. We have people from Better Than Heroes, we have Flapjack Jacob, of course, and Nerd Immersions Ted is going to be on, so I'm super excited for that. And of course Lauren's going to be there. Sorry, she's just always there in my head because I love her so much. But I'm excited for that, and I'm excited for you guys to see it. We're going to be doing a little bit of world building at the start, and then we're going to be going into gameplay. So please check that out on Saturday. Tune in, let us know what you think, and we're actually going to go into a raid because Indoor is doing their Rime of the Frost Maiden tonight, and we love to support our friends. They're on break right now, but just hang out for a little bit, and you can watch their cool show that is run by Danae, and who I stream with on Monday nights. And I'm stalling so that I can raid. So until next time, I'm LB Hack 'em Up. Hack recklessly. Bye, everyone.